My name is Nick Cook and I'm with Sleep Sound Property Management. And one of the questions I get from a lot of landlords is, should I self-manage my property or should I have a professional management company do it for me like Sleep Sound Property Management? And my answer is, it depends. If you have an interest in the field and you want to invest the time and the energy and resources into learning how to be a landlord and how to doing it properly, then I certainly encourage you to take that path. With that said though, I do want to point out three major benefits to working with a professional management company. Now, the first major benefit has to do with the management company is an emotional intermediary between you and the resident. And that can be really valuable, especially when it comes to enforcing the rental agreement. Sometimes you'll be in a situation as a landlord where a tenant will ask for an exception to the lease. Maybe they're paying rent late and they want an exception to the late fee. As a landlord, you're put into the position of either making two choices, allowing for the exception and potentially opening the door to additional requests in the future, or potentially a fair housing issue if you do make the exception, or you can decide not to. And if you decide to enforce the lease, that can sometimes damage the goodwill you have in the relationship, even though you're still just enforcing the rules that both parties agreed to. So when you have a management company in place, it removes that relationship where the landlord and the tenant are working directly with each other, and it places an impartial party that can really advocate for both sides, and that can help preserve the relationship, and it's really important when it comes to resident retention. The second reason has to do with, like when you hire any other advisor, whether it's an attorney or a CPA or a financial advisor, our job is to help you navigate the landscape of being a landlord. And there's going to be liability in being a landlord, there are going to be best practices, and when you work with a management company, you get the benefit of all of that experience and the systems that will help not only document the property and situations that may arise, but also somebody who has experience and can create a policy that is going to be effective not only just at your property, but other properties as well, and be within the standards of what is normal in the industry. The third reason is that when you have a management company, you are insuring yourself, or at least buffering yourself against a certain degree of liability. As a professional management company, our job is to make sure we're following the rules and setting certain standards of care with the property and how we deal with the tenant. And so there is a certain amount of liability that we are accountable for. And when you have a management company, we take on that liability as professionals. And so if you're thinking about self-managing or thinking about hiring a management company, I'd be happy to talk to you. Feel free to reach out to us anytime.